All right, this is part 2 of our video for around Kentucky. This is a walking bridge they have here below the Red River Gorge geological area. Off to my left, if you'll stay with me here, off to my left is the lodge. And we'll be looking at that again later. So here we have a walking bridge, basically a suspension bridge. As you can see, this fellow that's coming up the bridge right now, that it's moving. So this is basically a old style suspension walking bridge. And we're going to go ahead and cross this bridge as soon as this fellow gets across. While we're waiting, take a look over here and you'll see this tributary that goes over to Hoe Down Island. So this tributary right here is available for kayaking or canoeing. And there's a pan of the bridge itself. And then this tributary comes in here to where Hoe Down Island is. And if you look just to the left of that building, you'll see where Hoe Down Island is, and I'll show you that here shortly. And we're going to go ahead across the bridge now. And just so we don't make these people overly self-conscious, we'll go ahead and pan out here. And if you take a look over here, that's Hoe Down Island over there to the far distance. And they hold concerts here. In the summertime, they hold some great concerts out here at that little island there. And as you can see, that this particular tributary that comes off of the Licking River is pretty good for kayaking or even canoeing. So we'll go ahead on across the bridge now. So if you have any issues with vertigo or movement, this would not be your place to go. So looking out here to the other side of the tributary that goes across, as you can see, we're moving a little bit, but that's okay. And if you look over here, we'll come back to here to the waterway so we don't make these people too self-conscious. Now we'll come back over here and you can see Lakeside Trail. And if you take that trail right there, it'll take you to the Whittleton campground. So you can take this trail along the waterway and it'll take you to the campground. Hello, young man. And so here's the trail as it picks up over here, but we're going to walk it just a little bit so I can show you where this Hoe Down Island is. And just so we don't make up for dead space here, the Red River Gorge geological area in its day in the 1870s, 1880s was a logging camp. So if you see that log that's in front of me right there, that round log, that's probably left over from possibly that time period. So this area was logged out quite a bit during the 1880s. And as you walk these trails, you'll see a lot of that. You'll see a lot of remnants of the logging days that they had here on the gorge. And then in the 1930s, during the Conservation Corps, they gathered up some of these places like the gorge and through Kentucky and basically turned them into parks and geological areas controlled by basically the Army Corps of Engineers was involved, the Civilian Conservation Corps. These groups were all involved in turning these into places for us to come and admire and enjoy. Now, if you look over here, here's the Hoe Down Island. And definitely come back in the summer and catch some of their concerts here. And then over here is a nice little visitor center. And then up above, we're going to pan up above, and you're going to see the lodge. I don't know if you can see it through the trees very well. In part 4 of our series, we're going to go up above that lodge. You can see the lodge right there. In part 4 of the series, we're going to go up above that lodge to one of the most beautiful places in the gorge, the rock garden area, which is, if you see that cliff up above, we're going to go above that on a trail and show you a view from up there. And then if you look over here, there's a nature center. Here's the Hoe Down Island once again. Inside of this building that you see here, we'll catch it on the way back. So now we're going to go ahead on back, and I want to show you a couple of other things. Notice how nice the trails are here. And we don't want to make these people too self-conscious, so we'll go ahead and put our camera out into the water. We don't want to make these people nervous. So, oh, everybody's on video these days. But we'll just, we'll give them some privacy here and take a look at that beautiful tributary out there. But most of these trails are really well kept. If you'll come out here at the very first part of the spring, if you take a rough trail, which is about a 7-mile trail, I would recommend bringing a compass and plenty of bottled water. Don't make the mistake I did of drinking some of the water that came off the cliffside. I did that one time and it must have caught some moss, and so I had a little bit of not too good. So make sure you take plenty of bottled water, and always take a compass, because in the early part of the spring a lot of these trails are not cleared quite yet. So if you get back on the rough trail, you might be taking what you think is the trail, but it actually turns out to be a deer trail. So be cautious in the very early parts of the spring. So let's take a span here of this bridge. Really neat. We'll take a span over. And very busy today. So we're going to go ahead back across the bridge now. And I want to show you a couple more things, and we'll end video number 2 here shortly. But here we are again, once again on the bridge. And I don't know if you can get the idea. We'll see if we can sway it around a little bit just to give you an idea of, but there's a lot of people on this bridge. It's quite an experience. And it's a good test of your balance. Now, if you look straight ahead up here, there's all kinds of really nice wooden trails that go up through here. And part 3 of our video, we'll show you a little bit more of that. Well, this ends part 3 from around Kentucky. James R. Vaughn signing off. We're at latitude 37, longitude -83.